Right guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are installing the RS turbo conversion. So I'm changing the RS turbo, RS muff, map sensor, the lot. And I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do to get your car run up to RS software stage 3, about 400 plus brake horsepower. So first I'm going to start by taking off all the plastics, so the window wipers, scuttle panel, air filter, crossover pipe, turbo to crossover, all of that. And I'm sort of just time-lapsing it because it's just bolts, hose clamps, that sort of thing. Right guys, so we got most of the covers off. I've just got to take the plenum out, move the ECU holder a bit, and there's a hose clamp on the bottom of the turbo to crossover pipe. Like I said, I'm not going to show you because it's pretty self-explanatory and the video is just going to be way too long. But yeah, so you want to get plenum out, obviously just disconnect your back pipe, hose clamp on the bottom of the turbo to crossover. You need to take the downpipe off again, so obviously I'll take the heat shield off and I'll take the downpipe off. I ain't going to show you that, it's in my downpipe video, so just watch that. But yeah, and then Sam will be here momentarily, so see when Sam's here. Right guys, so Sam's just arrived. We're just taking off the heat shield for the downpipe, so this one. And then there is manifold bolts down the back, all the way down here. 12 of them there. 12 of them there, Sam says. We're taking the downpipe off just from the top. Don't need to take it all the way down, just enough to get the turbo off and then put the downpipe on the new turbo. So plenum's off, so we'll show you step by step how to do the injectors, then the turbo, then the crossover turbo pipe and the rest. So I'm just going to time lapse the rest of the video pretty much, so catch you in a bit.
I'll go grab the engine.
Oh shit. Battery's disconnected, isn't it?
I've got stuff in the boot. Do you want me to connect the battery back up?
Right guys, so you take the injector plugs off first, and then these are the new injectors. So all 5 of them here, you obviously need 5. We sort of just run you through how to do it step by step. Obviously, like I said though, take off the actual plugs to the injectors and then me and Sam will go through the rest with you. Right guys, so Sam's just undone the
fuel connection for the
fuel rail.
And then just like these 2 bolts to hold it down.
I'll just try and record here whilst you do it. That way they get a better look. I did not know you could do that with the screwdriver. Is this the black bracket you're using that?
Yeah, I don't know if
I was going to say it was a little bit tight on there.
Yeah, we can just take it off. Just that one bolt's taken off.
Yeah,
so just that one. It's going to smell the petrol in a minute.
Petrol?
Yeah, a bit of it comes out.
As long as it doesn't cause the belt to slip or anything like that if you drip something.
No, it will evaporate.
So Sam's just pulling it out now, guys.
It's right. I think it should be right. Still got the screw. Cool.
Oh, was that just a clip holder?
Yeah.
So guys, that's the old ones, as you can see, probably pretty worn out. Just excess fuel in that. So we got the new ones, the 650cc, and they'll be going on now. So I shall resume the camera when we're changing those over. We're sort of flying for this, to be fair.
Yeah.
So does this little silver part need to come out this way?
It's sort of like this metal piece just sort of slides out, and that's what holds all the injectors in.
Oh, okay. Like I said, as you just saw or heard, Sam's was taking off these little screws just to move this bracket over to release the injectors. I forgot where I put them. There you go, so Sam's just took the bracket off that's holding in the injectors, and they just pull out, don't they?
Yeah.
Twist or?
Yeah, just sort of twist and pull.
Jimmy them out.
Probably just hard because they've never been out before.
Here you guys go. So there's the injectors, the injector test. So yeah. And I got these from A&K Motorsport, by the way, guys, so I'll send you a link in the description. So guys, Sam's just, if you show them there, Sam's just greasing up the end just to make it a little bit easier to get in, just because it's quite stiff.
And then just push in.
That's all the way in?
Yep.
And then the bracket obviously holds it in tight.
Yeah.
Hard when you've got gloves on. Alright guys, so again Sam's just putting back on the bracket, doing the reverse of what we did to take it off. So bracket on, screws in, and then put the injector rail, do they call it injector rail? Or?
Yeah, that's the rail.
The fuel rail with the injectors in back into where the plenum is, and then put the plenum back on, guys. So like I said, we're time-lapsed most of it just because this is pretty self-explanatory now. Right, so the injectors are going back in, guys. So again, just pop them back in where you took them out. Carefully, try not to bend any of them or snap them.
Just like turn the ignition on, like, but don't start the engine, if you know what I mean.
Just one, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that do, just prime it or?
Yeah, just prime it just to make sure it's not going to leak. Do it again. Yeah, cool, there's no leaks.
Does it not need to be plugged in or?
No, it's just like the fuel pump's in the back, and just when you turn the key on it, just like, you know, pressurise the fuel pump and then it just comes in, just making sure that those leak.
So guys, if you heard or saw that, we just put the ignition in, turned it 2 or 3 clicks, don't turn the engine on, just enough to get the fuel pumped all the way through to see if there's any leaks on the actual seals. So far so good, so plenum plugs go back in, plenum back on, and then we'll start with the turbo and stuff like that. So guys, whilst I'm doing the plenum, Sam's just undoing in the manifold bolts. Right guys, plenum's on. Most of the down manifold bolts out?
7 of them.
7 on the manifold outside. There's 12 in total. 12 in total, so we're just finishing off that. I'll resume once we've got all those bolts off. Right guys, we've got all the bolts off. Take off this hose here as well. All 12 are off, so all the bolts are there. Some of them will be studs, some of them will just be a washer and bolt. The studs are meant to stay in the turbo, but you know, sometimes they don't because the nuts are seized. So don't worry about that. But anyways, looking at this, Sam's just jacking up the car, so now we can get the last bolt off the downpipe, and then there's four more bolts on the turbo, and we can drop that, take off the water lines on that, and then we'll show you how to install the member kit to this turbo, to the RS turbo, sorry. Right guys, so we're under the car right now, just taking off the boost pipe. So we've got another clamp here, clamps there, you've got a couple of bolts here and there. Took the, is that the engine mount and?
Torque mount.
Torque mount and engine mount.
The bracket for it.
Or the bracket for it even. That's out. We will be taking the oil cooler off because we're replacing that with the RS oil cooler, and we got some spare pipes for that. But your last downpipe bolts here, it's quite hard to see, I will try and get a torch on there. But last downpipes here, and obviously then we're dropping the turbo out. So I'll resume once we're doing that. Right guys, so all the downpipe bolts off. We need to move the downpipe, so we're going to unbolt it from the decat, move it to one side, and then we should be able to just drop this all the way up through this gap. So we'll do that now. So guys, Sam's just taken off the coolant hose to the oil cooler to drain all the coolant. I've got a big bucket here for it all. They're a little bit tight. There you go guys, slowly coming out. So just drain all that out guys, there's probably about 5-6 litres worth. So just drain it all that into a bucket and we'll resume back to the system. Right guys, so we are installing the member kit to the turbo. I've also got a blanking reset valve to go with it, so I'll put that on as well. So let me just grab some tools, but Sam will also show you how to install the member kit. If it's hard to pick up on the mic, we will do a voiceover for it, just because there's a lot of cars on that about. There you go, so that's the blanking valve, blanking plate for the reset valve on. You need it this way, don't you? Yeah. Sam's just put on, what's this, the coolant?
That's the oil
nipple thing.
Intake, and then these two go here.
And this is a standard RS actuator. I will eventually get it upgraded. It's just, right now, we're just getting everything on the car. Is that an oil line as well? Or?
That's coolant.
Coolant.
So
coolant, oil, water, one of them?
Yeah, that's coolant as well, this one.
So you got 2 coolant pipes. Or nipples, whatever you want to call it.
And that goes on the engine for the oil. And then those are your 2 coolant pipes that will go onto each one of these. Connect onto there, like that. And then your oil one, then put that
on the bottom nipple.
Once it's all on the car, and then the other end of that goes to that, which is on the engine block. Thread those together.
Brilliant. So a lot of this you will have to do whilst it's on the car, just to make this easier to install. And you also need an RS oil drain pipe, is it? Yeah, RS oil drain pipe. So you need one of these as well, guys. The ST one is too small in it.
It's the wrong shape.
Wrong shape, and it doesn't fit. So you need one of these. I think they're like 60 odd quid maybe. I don't know, 30 to 60, something like that. Pick them up on eBay. Make sure you get a Ford genuine or go to Ford. So we're just going to wait for the coolant to drain. Once that's done, we'll take the old turbo on and then put this one in. So guys, we are draining all the oil from the sump, so just obviously take out, make sure you've got a couple of buckets, because this one's full, this one's not full, but you know what I mean. And then we're taking off the coolant pipe again on the oil cooler. The other one should all be all drained though, and then we're going to obviously put the new oil cooler on, take the turbo out, and then we'll put the new turbo on. So I should just resume here and there when we're doing things. Right guys, so we're now taking off the oil cooler to obviously upgrade to the RS one. Make sure you've got a bucket, because realistically it's probably going to pour out of oil from either side of where the bolts are. So 2 little grain seals there. It's a little bit tight. There you go. So that's out. Once that's drained, turbo comes out, put the new turbo in, put the new coil in, cooler in, sorry, and then so on. Alright, so resume once we're back to that. Okay, so we're just getting, are these the water lines in it, or just the rest of the coolant?
Water lines for the oil cooler, yeah.
Just taking the water lines off, guys, for the oil cooler, and then obviously we're soon on to the next step of putting the actual turbo in. So they are quite difficult to get to. I don't really have an easier method for you. It's just pull and tug and pliers and screwdrivers and whatnot, but they're all up there in that region, so just get your hands dirty. Oh, it's only a little bit, isn't it?
Might be a bit. Oh god. I'll tighten back up for a second. Oh fucking hell, this cooler bucket. Where's that one? It's just... I'll loosen it again.
Alright guys, so the oil drain pipe's off, turbo's pretty much off now. Just last little bit of coolant just pouring out. You can probably see up there where Sam's hand is. Lucky didn't go in a bucket. But obviously oil cooler's off, and literally we're about to drop the turbo. I won't be able to record. If I can, I will, but it's just a case of putting it out, manoeuvring it out through this big gap here. And then the new one, we've got to just put the oil lines in that in from the Mamba kit, and a new oil drain for the RS turbo, and then we're good to go. So I shall resume back in a second. Alright guys, so we've got all the bolts out. I'm going to try and record as much as possible, but there's a lot of there's bits and bobs dripping around, so I'll try my best. Just taking off 2 bolts that we left in just to hold it up a bit. So that's one of the lines, guys. We're going to put all the Mamba stuff on before we put the turbo in as well, makes it easier. Got it? Is it attached to anything, or?
Just... there might be one more. Oh, it's the recirc line now. That needs to pull off. Where's the recirc?
So guys, Sam's literally just pulling off the recirc line. Somewhere in there.
There we go.
There we go. Should all just drop out now. We hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Just needs twisting round.
There she is, guys. So we're just going to maneuver this out, and then I'll return back once we're installing the Mamba stuff. So guys, we've got the Mamba kit on. So this is the coolant. Yeah, coolant. Another coolant one. You got the oil line all the way up here. So now we're just going to put the new gasket on. Put the turbo up. Probably won't be able to record that as much because we need to use both hands, and then we're just going to put all the studs in and do the oil cooler last. So once we put that in, I shall resume back to that. Right guys, so we've got the turbo on. Literally Sam's just doing up the bolts now, and then we're just going to plug pretty much everything back in and do the oil cooler. But as you can see, it's all nice in place. Just got to put in that little thing there, and then obviously the oil lines and cooler pipelines, and just tighten all up all the bolts. Right guys, oil cooler's on, RS turbo's on, all the lines done up, including the, where is it? The oil return, whatever. Turbo's on, everything's on, just got to put on the down pipe, the boost pipe, and yeah, and then we'll go to the top. So I'm going to leave the rest underneath. I'm not going to show you much more, but this is just going to go on the boost pipe. That on there, obviously the down pipe back on there. So we'll resume once we're back at the top of the engine bay. Right guys, so I'm now just replacing the map sensor, which is right there. Mine's just on the bottom of my intercooler. It's literally one bolt. Unplug this, pop this out, put in your RS math. I'll leave a link to the eBay item for it. So just put that in. Right guys, turbo's on, the Mamba lines are in, just got to put the turbo, the crossover pipe on, and then the rest. So I will time lapse the rest of the video, and we're just going to put a fuse to prime the turbo. So just turn the ignition on a few times, don't turn it all the way though. Alright, so see you back once it's all done. Alright guys, so everything's in, just battery cover and starter panel to go, but he's just going to start it up.
I did think about it a lot, but the rail plate is back. Oh, that would be hilarious.
All running fine so far, gonna get the rest of it on there and take it for a drive. Right guys, so we're on our way to Surrey Rolling Road right now. This is still one video, so sorry if it's like changing days and stuff like that, but obviously you've just seen me do the RS turbo conversion. Now we're on our way to Surrey Rolling Road to get the dyno. This is like not the next day, the day after, so 2 days now since I've done it. I did it Saturday, it's now, I did it Saturday, it's now Tuesday. I've got some clips of the exhaust and stuff, but I'll add those all in, but I shall see you once we're at Surrey Rolling Road.
fueling is absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Totally compact, that's lovely. Not actually any laggier than a standard turbo, really. You've got 400 foot-pound of torque. So the torque is capped, but not very much. It's all fine. That's all, like I said, they tend to...
most diners for an actual tuning company will provide more.
I think most people would claim 400 off that conversion, and in reality, 380. But it's I mean, I don't know how strong the actuator is in that turbo.
It's just the RS one.
It's just the RS one, so you don't. I mean, the boost obviously could be put up. Get much dropping it is dropping a little bit. I can see it. So with that, maybe you could get 400. As it is at the moment, it's absolutely fine.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah, good fuel.
Problems with like the map and stuff. That doesn't.
No, it's just mint. I've seen a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely fine, mate. Being done by someone who knows what they're doing. So, and you can tell that from the fuel.
So you'd say probably maybe like an actuator.
Change if you want more, change the actuator, but you'll have to have it tweaked again because obviously the boost will go up and you'll get more torque.
Yeah.
And it is only a standard ST engine.
Yeah. I will be eventually getting the full.
It is a fair bit of money, yes. Not with the phone. We've all been there.
Yeah. So guys, as you can see from the video, we only ran 378.5 brake horsepower. Not a bad power band, or sorry, not a bad. What should I say? It's not bad going for a driveway job, and not a custom remapped ECU. It's just remapped to another car that I've just bolted on. So not too bad. But here's the sheets. So that is the horsepower graph. I think my old one's on there, I'm not sure. But that might be the air to fuel ratio, something like that he said. And one of them is the torque one. If I can... So I think this one's the torque line. And then that is the brake horsepower line. So like I said, not bad going, considering. But nonetheless, the car runs perfect. He said there's no problems with the boost or anything like that. He said the actuator could be upgraded, but then obviously I'd have to go back and do it changed, and the torque is capped at 400. So my standard ST internals will run and they won't die on me straight away anyway. But I shall go back. I'll resume the video with some videos and clips of the exhaust. I'll see you in a bit.
When I was in the lab, only day one to me, all the rest trash. Y'all made excuses, I was making racks. Start me like nice child, that's too bad. Boy, you better watch your mouth before I pop off in the campgrounds. Nah, days I wanna rest, no doubt, better pop off in the campgrounds. Nah.